we're going to cover off a topic that I get asked a lot. And I know it's at the back of your minds every day, especially if you're a brand new freelancer or even an established web design agency, whereby you're trying to get more clients. I want to make clear right now, there is no easy formula, okay? There is no bulletproof method where you're going to have clients piling through your door. If you see adverts or promotions or consultants out there saying to you, hey, do this course or do this membership and we'll get you like 5,000 new leads or 100 new leads every day, don't fall for it. They're always hit and miss and they are very unpredictable. But I want to talk to you about some steps that you can definitely do for free that are going to help you out and make you stand out. These are some of the methods that we use on a daily, weekly, whatever basis. So nothing is bulletproof, don't fall for any gimmicks and follow what we talk about. In case you don't know me, I'm Imran Siddiq. We have a YouTube channel, we do social media, we're a web design agency, okay? We use Elementor, we are experts, and we are rocking it in the web design world. We have clients and we get referrals, okay? And we have a great reputation. Okay, I won't go on and on about me, but the thing is that we had to start as well at one point. We were new. We had no clients, no referrals. No one really knew who we were. We were just another little person in a big crowd of web designers in the world. So how did we go about getting clients? Did you know that last year we had over 76 clients? I say over because some of them didn't convert into jobs because we refused to work with them. But we had over 76 completed web design projects. Now, they didn't just appear to us. We had to do a bit of work, but it was free. And I want to really make that clear. Now, some of the things we're going to go over in this video, and it is time-stamped if you want to skip a bit, I recommend you don't skip. I recommend you watch everything because some of the bits we go through relate back to a previous topic, so it won't make sense if you start skipping. We're going to be looking at Fiverr, Upwork, web proposals, pricing strategies, LinkedIn, social media, and a few other things that you can do to help yourself out. Now, remember, all of this is free. You do not pay a penny for any of this advice. But before we jump into the first topic, which is Fiverr, I want to address two things. Number one, feast or famine. You've heard of this, okay? There is always a danger that when you start to get loads of work or you win a big job or even just one job, you get really excited. And you sometimes spend the money or you just enjoy yourself and you love it. You're happy. You've made it. And then you might go for a period of 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a couple of months where you don't get a single project. There's no referrals. There's no leads. There's no nothing. You start to doubt yourself. Paranoia can kick in. What you want to be doing during those quiet times is some of the work I'm talking about. And the work I'm talking about, you should be doing on a daily basis even when you do have clients, okay? Because it's free and easy. So stay with me on this, right? So when you have a quiet period, don't sit there banging your head against a brick wall. Don't let the paranoia creep in. Believe in yourself. You are an expert. You're more of an expert than someone who does not understand WordPress, Elementor, or whatever page builder tool you're using. This video, even though it's on our channel and we focus on Elementor, you could apply to any industry. I really want to make this clear. This is not just about web design. There are things I'm going to show and talk to you about within the Fiverr, the Upwork, and the LinkedIn and social media that you could apply to any industry. You're a personal coach, you're a solicitor, you're an architect or a plumber or a gas engineer, whatever. You can apply this technique and it will work for you if you believe in yourself. Of course, everyone says that, if you believe in yourself. But hey, look, I'm not messing around here. Now, the second thing I want to talk about before we get onto Fiverr, because I know you're itching to know about that, is about paid advertisements. If you're a brand new freelancer or a web design agency or you've just set up your website to promote yourself, it's really easy for you to get tempted to do promotions. You know, like Google adverts, maybe you've got £50 Google ad, voucher or whatever, or Facebook. It's easy to think that. The problem is that if you are new and you have not got loads of reviews and stuff said about you and you're not massive on social media and whatever, those adverts and promotions are a waste of time. You'll put them out there, okay? People might see them, people might click, and when they then realize there's not much about you, like you've only got 1 or 2 reviews, they might skip you. But that money for the advert is gone. It's used up. So what was the benefit of it? So I say if you are planning to do advertisements, do it later when you've established yourself. I will even go as far as saying, even when you're established, I still wouldn't even bother doing it. Because I'm one of those people where when I see a promoted advert or whatever, I kind of click past it. Because I'm like, you're only here because you paid for it. You're not here because I natively searched for you, if that makes sense. So please don't go down the route of doing that. When you are established, I'm going to contradict myself now. When you are established and you have got disposable income, so you don't care what you do with that money. If you want to spend a bit more to help yourself in the big wide world with advertisements, fine. But now you're using profit income. So this isn't money out your back pocket. If when you start off, you have not got disposable income and you're using your money for adverts, and out of those adverts, you get no solid leads, you don't really generate any work, that's lost money. Whereas when you use money from your profit that you made from work, well, if it doesn't work completely, you don't feel so bad because you could class that as disposable income. It wasn't from your back pocket. So please remember that. Okay, let's now jump into Fiverr. Hey, if you're freelancing or you're just trying to get customers, or even if you're looking for someone to help you out with a project, you'll have heard of Fiverr, okay? Who hasn't heard of it? And when you start to look for web design agencies, there's quite a lot of people, and there's a lot of range in the prices you could pay or earn. Just have a look here. We've got people offering websites for as low as £7, £8. We've got them going up to 100, and you'll have some that creep over the £100 bracket as well. This is in Great British pounds. You can convert into dollars however you want. What's important to understand is that those people that are able to command a higher fee, if you look at them, 350 five-star reviews on average. They're obviously doing something really, really good. But what you might find is if you're starting off and you haven't got loads of clients, you might start off in the lower bracket. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, and I'll explain that in a moment, okay? But I just want to talk about Fiverr a little bit more. By the way, I'm not here to advertise anyone on Fiverr or their services, so I'm going to skip back and just get back onto this page here. Let me just go through the pros and cons of using Fiverr and how you can help yourself out, okay? The cons of it are that when you're first starting off, it is going to be low income. You might be doing websites for $20, £20, £50, whatever, okay? It's going to be a low bracket, okay? You might even be doing it lower depending on your country and where you're based and what people tend to pay. That's the reality of it. However, even though it's low income, right, the equation goes a little bit funny in that the client will have a high expectation. What do I mean by that? Well, the client might only pay you £50 for a website, but they're expecting 2 weeks worth of work or a week's worth of work. They're going to give you tons of stuff. I want WooCommerce, I want this, I want special design, I want a logo, I want the content, images, blah, 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 blah. They want everything, but for a low cost. So you're getting paid peanuts with high expectation. Does that make sense? High expectation here, right? But low cost. Is that fair? Obviously not. If they have high expectation, they should be paying more. But the trouble is, though, people sometimes go onto Fiverr. You have clients that do not want to pay a lot of money because they just want it cheap or they think they deserve to get it cheap. They'll look at it, sort it in price order, and unless you're established and you've got like 50 or 100 reviews, 4 5-star reviews as well, okay, they say you are amazing at what you do, you're going to be hitting the lower bracket. And you're competing now against a massive market. It's huge. If someone on Fiverr posts an advert to say, I want someone to help me out on a website, I tested this. I put on then and said, I want a basic website. It's got to be Elementor. It's got to be this and this. And I want these things. I got hit by over 100 requests within the first 2 hours. And what people said were, and I'm going to address this, what people said were, yeah, I can do it. I can do it and I'll do it for this amount or whatever, £10, £20, whatever. And I'm sat there going, that same level of website, we would probably charge £500 for. They're willing to do it at 10%, not even 10%, 5%, 2% of that cost. Is that fair? Should I be paying them that little? But I also requested some things in the advert that I knew you'd have to do a bit of work for. And everyone says, yeah, we could do it. I then went back to them and I said, how would you do it? But none of them would tell me how they would do it. And this is the thing about Fiverr, okay? In that you get low cost, high expectation, and when you're competing against thousands of people on Fiverr, a lot of people will say, yeah, we can do that, and we'll do it for £20. And the client will agree to it because they only want to pay £20. But the contractor couldn't do what the client wanted, either because the specification wasn't clear or they just wanted to win the work, right? Believe me, a lot of you, if any of you use Fiverr, you'll know what I'm talking about. You go on there and you'll say to the client, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Yeah, I'll do that. But did you actually know how to do it? Or were you hoping there was a plugin? Or were you hoping you were going to get the answer for free from someone else? And then you regret it because now you're struggling. And the problem is that once you've agreed to work with a client, and because on Fiverr they pay you instantly, you are obligated to work for them. And you will stress yourself out because now they've already kind of paid. You've got to deliver and you don't know what to do. Right. I'm digressing, but let me get back to how do you help yourself get clients? So problem number one is don't bid for work that you cannot 100% do. Because if you don't deliver, you will get a bad review. You get a bad review, people will see that and it knocks you down. What you want to do is only go for work that you can 100% do without any problems, no stress. You can do it, go to sleep, wake up, carry on, right? You want to be doing those jobs. Doesn't matter how low it is, just do it. You want to make sure the job you do is clear on the specification. You want to go back to the client, okay? So if a client posts a job or they come to you, rather than you just saying, yeah, we can do that, go back to them, reiterate what they want. Yeah, okay, you want this. We can do it with Elementor or WordPress. We may need to use these plugins. Can I clarify, are you going to write the content or do we need to do that? Are you going to provide the images or do we need to do that? What about the logo? What about your colors, your branding? Okay, terms and conditions, privacy policy. If you haven't got those ready just yet, don't worry. I can work with you on that and support you. And we can use some examples that I've got from other work where we can just rewrite it to work for your company. You start to do that. Now imagine you're a client, okay, and you've put a job on Fiverr or someone has got an advert or whatever, right? You got two people. I can do your work and I'll do it for £30, right? I'll do it. Yeah, we'll get it done in 4 days. Basic website. Why is it on Fiverr it takes basic websites 4 days? It shouldn't take 4 days. And then over here, you got someone who goes, yeah, a couple of days, we'll get it done. But before we start the work, we have to clarify. Okay, remember, I'll do your work. We have to clarify your spec, your images, your branding, your logo, your privacy policy. Do you need GDPR, cookie consent, right? And something else you can do also is to maybe provide them a screenshot. What do I mean by that? You could provide them URLs or screenshots of other similar websites. It could even be a template, right? So on Fiverr, you could get like an Astra template or an Elementor template or whatever. You could provide them a template. Now, let's say you're watching this video and you're nothing to do with web design. You create logos. You give them a logo example. You're a plumber. You give them a photo of a plumbing job you did. You build houses. You give them a photo of a house. You tell them more about it. A bit like a mini case study. But what you can also do to help yourself out is if you go to Canva, you could give them a web design proposal. This literally, okay, if you can see it clearly, let me just expand on it. This is just a rectangle with images, a bit of a text, a bit of circle, a bit of a button, text, whatever. I've just given them a really dummy layout. So I'm just saying, yeah, we could work with you. And if we know the color or we just assume the color, right? We go, okay, it's a landscape company. Let's do some greens and yellows. You could design a web proposal, but it's not a proper spec. This is not a wireframe. This is just me showing them we are creative people. Okay? Everyone out there can design a website. They go, yeah, we can do that for you. Easy. But anyone that comes back to me and says, hey, look, have you thought about XYZ? We can help you out with that. Here's a possible proposal in terms of not just the layout, but, putting things together. I'm going to probably go more with them because they sound more like an expert. They sound like they know what they're talking about. Just recap on Fiverr, okay? Don't agree to do work for someone unless we have a spec. because that protects you from being obligated and stressing yourself out if you can't do the work. Also, be very clear on Fiverr by what you mean by revisions. Too many people on Fiverr in their advert or when they're bidding for a job, they say, yeah, we allow 3 revisions, 5 revisions. What is a revision? Is a revision a little bit of changes on the content or the layout or, the wording or the images or whatever? Or do you mean an entire redo of the website? Let's say the website takes you 5 days. You get to day 4, you're nearly done, and the customer says, I want it completely changed. I saw a different website, I want a different color, a different look, blah, 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 blah. I want complete different. And they say to you, you have to do that because you said a revision is allowed. Well, that's your fault now because you didn't clarify what is a revision. Is a revision an entire site change? Just the homepage or bits of content? Make that clear. And what you want to do is that when you're working with the client, when you're working on the website, okay, on Fiverr or anywhere, you don't go beyond the homepage, right? You do the homepage, you send it to them or an image, screenshot, whatever, and you say, do you like it? If they like it, that is signed off. And you make clear now, we're not changing the homepage, right? That is done and dusted now, okay? You want to change the odd wording, fine, but that's done. Now we crack on with the rest of the website. Otherwise, you'll get to day 4 or 5 and the client, because people email me all the time about this issue, and the client wants to change. And I say to them, but did you clarify what a revision is? So protect yourself from that, okay? Specification, what do they want? And if you clarify to them how you can help them solve the problem, there's a higher chance they might work with you. There's no guarantee, okay? But there is a higher chance they might work with you. Is this making sense? So to close upon Fiverr, it's great for low income, but you could get lots of work if you manage the expectation. And if you get lots of work, potentially, you will get lots of reviews. Now, the reviews I'm going to come back onto, but remember, Fiverr reviews, every time you get a review, keep them safe, all right? If you want to get screenshots of them, whatever, fine, do what you want, but make sure you keep them safe. And don't get me wrong, please don't stay doing low work all the time. I'm going to come on to pricing strategy later on, okay? But once you start to build up your referrals and you get lots of reviews, when you start to build up your projects and you get lots of reviews, that's when you want to start to up the pricing you offer it at, because you can now justify that, okay? If you start off saying, hey, we'll build your website for £100 and you've only got 1 or 2 reviews, you're going to be stuck at 1 or 2 reviews for a very, very long time. You're going to have to start low and build up, okay? But that's just the Fiverr market. That's how you can help yourself out there. Be a little bit more open to educating the customer and client with how can you help them, SEO, performance, whatever, right? But give them real world examples, okay? And ask the right questions. Don't just say, yeah, we'll do it for you. We can do it. No, give me a bit more. Okay, so that's Fiverr. Then, of course, we have Upwork. And this is like the upscaled version of Fiverr, in my opinion, okay? This is where you now have a bit of a flip over how with Fiverr, you had potentially low income to start with, and then you have high expectation. Now, with Upwork, you will still have high expectation, but it could be more controlled expectation because the people using Upwork are sometimes tend to be professionals because they know they're paying a bit more money. It might be their company pot or their company budget. Upwork people may also be more serious-minded business people anyway. So they hopefully have already thought about color branding, things like that. But you can reiterate that with them, again, using the same approach we've just said for Fiverr. You could have a Canva image or something like that of a possible web proposal. You start to talk about terms and conditions, privacy policy, shop page, sub pages. What's your site layout? What are you thinking? How many customers, WooCommerce, things like that. So the language you use, they should hopefully respond to that and they'll hopefully see value in that you're on the same page as them. Now, the price you can get for Upwork can be a lot more because you could now be getting 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, dollars, whatever, an hour. Now, you work that out, you might get $300, $400 maybe for a website, depending on what your hourly rate is. So there is that potential for you to go up, make a good jump or leap in what you can earn. Again, everything I've said in the Fiverr, if you've skipped and just come straight to Upwork, you need to watch the Fiverr timestamped video bit, okay? You need to go through the motions of asking the right questions, showing them you understand the problem and how you're going to solve them. Don't say, I can do it, if you don't know how to do it. If they want something particular, we really want some sort of image that comes in and does something, and you're thinking of a Lottie or JavaScript or whatever, or maybe it's an architect, they want something built, I don't know, whatever, right? But you don't know how to build it. Don't agree to it and don't put yourself forward, because you are going to stress yourself out and you might have to pay money to get someone to do what they need, and it's coming out of your profit pot, okay? So think about that, okay? So don't bid for things that you can't do. Don't feel obligated. Stress-free. So once you, again, build up your reputation, you can start to up your prices, okay? And when you win work on Upwork by reaching out to the customers and kind of being on the same page as them, you build up reviews. Again, very much like Fiverr, keep a hold of that review. However, let's just go back to basics. If you start on Upwork and you have no reviews, you got 0 reviews, okay, or just 1 or 2, and you're just starting off, you might have to start off at the £10-15 market bracket, okay? You're going to have to start at a low price and build your reputation up. But even though you're still building your reputation up, and this relates to Fiverr and Upwork, okay, for your profile, make sure you put examples of websites or work or stuff you can do. I have seen Fiverr and Upwork profiles where they say, we can build a WooCommerce store for you. And they've got a picture of the storm wind template. You know the Astra template? The one that's like a bluey sky and it's a lady looking like that over to her left or right-hand side. You know what I'm talking about, Stormwind? It's used a lot in YouTube videos for WooCommerce, for Elementor and all that. They've got that. I can see it. And there's a good chance. And there was one page once where there were 3 people that had that same image. Imagine a client is looking for a web designer and sees the same image. Right? Are they going to feel confident working with you? You know, even if you change the image, you make sure you change the logo of these templates as well. Otherwise, they're going to look at it and go, all right, you're fake. So try and put real or modified templates up there to help yourself out, to show off your portfolio, to show what you can do. Got it? You're starting off, you're a freelancer, brand new web design agency, you've not got many reviews, you're going to have to start here. But believe me, the more you do here, eventually you will get here. Okay, we had to start very low with our pricing. We didn't use Fiverr or Upwork, by the way, but we had to start here before we could get to there. All right, and this for 6 months didn't matter that we were here, and I'll tell you why. Because if we didn't do this, we didn't make no money. I want you to think about that. If you don't start here, right? Okay, you're making nothing. So to make something is better than nothing or anything, whatever you want to, whatever English literature you want to use, right? You make nothing here. But just making something, right? It will build, it will build, it will build, and then you're going to slowly get to there. And when I say slowly, it can be quicker than you think. And I'm going to come on to pricing strategy in a bit. So Upwork, I haven't gone into as much detail, but it's the same concept as Fiverr. The only difference is your customer base are going to be more educated, probably more competitive, but if you start speaking on their page about specs and layouts and colors and branding and the tools you might use, you don't give away everything. You don't tell them exactly how you're going to build it, but you let them know. Yeah, WooCommerce, WordPress, Elementor, Elementor, Page Builder or Divi or whatever you want to be using, this is going to help you out, okay? And if you're a plumber or a gas engineer or someone wants an architect drawing done of a house or a logo, if you start to talk on their page, their language with the key words they need to hear, the buzzwords, get them in, right? But be real and do not go for jobs that you can't do. Got it? So Fiverr, Upwork, really, really simple. These are simple methods that you can help yourself out with. Now, the third thing I want to talk about, and I've put LinkedIn slightly further down, okay, in the video, the order we're doing this, because I want you to now just take a break from thinking about Fiverr, Upwork, and stuff like that. And I want you to start thinking about things that really can play a part with how you scale up your business and win business, okay? So web proposals, we've already touched on this, right? When you do a web proposal, don't just say, yeah, we can do this, and it'll take a week, and I've got a team to support me and whatever, right? Don't use those kind of words. What you really want to get across is, what is your problem? How are you going to solve it, okay? And what tools might you use? And potential time scale, but then you ask the questions about color, branding, logo, content, images, terms and conditions, anything like that, SEO, performance of the page, mobile responsive. Okay, you put that stuff in. In your web proposal, it's a good idea to put a screenshot as well, or an example of actual websites you've built. If you've got real websites that you've built for clients that you are proud of, don't put a URL for a website that actually you don't like, because the client wanted it a certain way, but you don't actually like it. Don't put it on then. Only put your best work on, okay? Same with what is the websites you advertise on your own website. Don't put rubbish looking ones, because I don't care how good your website is. If the work you're doing looks bog standard, I'm sorry to use that term, but if what you're doing just looks boring, it might make me go, nah, I don't like what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? So don't do that. But, start to put down your best work, screenshots, an example screenshot. So if you're bidding for a customer and you know what the customer's logo is, or they've got an existing website, get a screenshot of that logo, stick it in over here. Can you see I've put the LinkedIn logo in? Look, it's just a LinkedIn logo, right? Do something like that. This is just a page in Canva. Look, I could go here, right? Your branding is, let's go for brown, right? I will make the page look brown now. So go with what's going to work and resonate with the customer or the client. It's okay to give them a possible timeline as well. You don't stick to it. Just say, if we have all the resources together, potentially we could start your work in 2 weeks' time, tomorrow, whenever, okay? And we estimate it would take 4 days, 5 days, 8 days, whatever. We would touch base with you, make sure we get sign off. We would request 50% upfront. We would get sign off, and then we would request the other 50% at the end, or however you want to work it, whatever is your pricing strategy like that, right? So make it clear to them. So in a way, they're getting loads of answers to questions that saves them having to come back to you to say, well, what do you mean by that? Or, so how would I pay for it? They now know, like, it's literally like a web proposal, okay? If anyone's ever done contract tenders, right, or worked for a business where they say to companies, right, we want something built, all of you put your bid together. Companies don't bid and say, yeah, we can do this, and we hope to hear from you. No, they sometimes put out 100-page documents. Don't do 100 pages, all right? Simple email will do, okay? But they put together content saying, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. Day 1, day 2, day 3, whatever. This is what you're going to get. And by the way, this is our costings for the basic job. But if you want SEO, this is a little bit extra. If you want high performance, this is a little bit extra. Work it out. So you're saying to the client, here's what we can do for you in 5 days. If you're happy to pay a bit more and the job now takes 6 or 7 days, we'll do a little bit extra for you. If you want us to write your content, we could use Birth for AI or whatever to help us with the content writing. There's a tiny bit extra for that. Or you can save us the time and you could provide the content in a Word document with the images clearly labeled, right? And then we'll sort that out for you. Do you need your images compressing? We normally, up to the first 20 images, we will compress and optimize for free. Anything over 20, we would have to charge £5 per image or whatever like that, okay? Make it really clear to them so they know what they're getting. The same with products. WooCommerce. I'll do your WooCommerce shop for you. It's 100 products. Do you really want to be doing 100 products? Make it clear. Our cost covers your first 3 products. After that, we may charge per product, but we will send you a video explaining how you can do that yourself. So you can either pay extra or we can do it for you. Make it clear in your web proposal. And a lot of what I'm saying here You could apply to Fiverr and Upwork. Is it all starting to make sense to you? Right? You don't just go in and go, yeah, we can do this job for you. And here's example URLs. Yeah, we're really good at it. We're fantastic. We're the best in the market. No, you demonstrate that with how you approach them. You don't make it too wordy. You don't put in tons of detail that they go, oh, this is boring. No, you don't do that. But you get to the point, but you make it so clear that they can look at it and go, right, okay, this person knows what they're doing. This person obviously has experience, a reputation. They've even put a link to their reviews. Therefore, you're not hiding. You're happy to share your reviews. That's okay as well. So do a good web proposal. Now let's move on to a pricing ladder. Now, normally on Fiverr, people have like the basic, the medium, and the gold standard, right? They might say, yeah, we'll do your website for £20. We'll do a bit more with more revisions and whatever for £40. And for £80, we'll do SEO, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And you get 5 revisions. Remember, make clear what you mean by a revision. I like to think of pricing ladders as a different way. When you go to buy a car, you'll have your basic car, which is X £1,000, whatever, right? It's got no aircon. It's got no alloy wheels. It's just a basic car, right, with 4 wheels, engine, whatever. You then have your next range, which has got the alloy, the air conditioning, and digital radio, whatever, right? Some extra features, okay? Then you have the sports version. It's got it's got the amazing alloys, it's got a bit of bodywork on it as well. It's got, it's got everything, okay? It's got a PlayStation 5 built into the car, right? It's got everything in there. You're going to pay a lot more for that. You have a pricing ladder. Sometimes when you do your web proposals, even whether you do it as to a client or someone who's come in contact with you, or you do it on Fiverr or Upwork, you might want to just demonstrate a ladder. You don't go into massive amount of detail, but you break down to them. Here's the basic cost for your website, right? Basic website. And the website could be a template. So what you're saying is, we're going to use an Elementor template or an Astra template. It's okay to use a template, okay? And that means we can turn around your website in 1 to 2 days, because we just got to change the content a bit or whatever. Add your wording in and your images, stuff like that. But we could do it in a day or 2. 1-page website, easily in a day. And the cost for that will be X. Small amount, but it's only a day or 2's work for you. Think about that. A day or 2's work, stress-free. Yeah, we can do that. All right, low cost. Then we have the custom. So we're not using a template now. It will be a custom page, completely built from scratch, however we're going to build it, all right? Or whatever job you're doing, right? We'll build it from scratch for you. It will probably now be double the cost of that, maybe even triple, or a little bit more. I mean, I would actually say don't make it too massive a cost. It's got to be a nice ladder, not a, whoa, massive leap. Make it a nice ladder, right? Then you'll have the gold standard, custom page. However, you might want to put into there how many pages it covers as well, by the way. And it will have whatever. We will also do the SEO and the performance. We'll do all of that. Okay, that's your pricing ladder. But then you also make clear that if you go for the basic template, which is like that, but you still want the SEO, the high performance, you might want a blog page adding as well, right? But you don't want to pay for the gold standard because that is pure custom. We'll do the template version, which is low cost, but you got to pay a little bit more for these things. So I can now see that I can either just go for the really low cost, or I could go all the way to the gold standard or the medium. But if I don't have a lot of money, I just want to go here. Here's the extra cost for the extra bits. And what you also make clear in your ladder or your web proposal is that if you only do the basic now, and you want to do the extra things later, come back to me. I will honor the price. So if I'm telling you now, you want your SEO and your high performance, I'll do it for £100, $100. You come back to me in 6 months' time, I will honor that. And you make that clear to them, okay? So they now know that what you're not doing is saying, if you don't come back to me in 2 weeks, the price will go up. Because that sounds so false, okay? And it just sounds like a con artist. Oh, if you don't come to me now, I'm going to triple my prices. Well, why don't you triple them now then? Why are you waiting for 2 weeks' time? What's happening in 2 weeks' time that makes you triple them? Is your business so bad that you're now upping your prices? What is it? So you make clear to them your pricing ladder, right? And you say, here are some individual extras if you want to mix and match. People like the ability to pick and mix sometimes because they feel like they're now in control. Whereas if you go with a proposal on Fiverr, Upwork, or wherever, and you go, right, your website's $500, ka-chink, I might sit there going, is that the final cost? Can we negotiate? Can I take bits out? But when you have the pricing ladder, I now know, yes, here's the absolute costings, right? But I could maybe go for the medium package, which doesn't have performance and SEO, but I do want SEO. So I'll just get the medium package and SEO. And that's cheaper than me getting the gold. Right? Does that make sense? So you can have your ladder and you get that in your web proposal and you're going to sit there going, oh my goodness, I've got to do all this just for a Fiverr job or an Upwork job. Well, if you now have not got any jobs or clients on and you spend time devising what you're going to do and you write it out, and you save it in Word or notes or wherever, next time a job comes up, you're just going to copy paste, aren't you? And you might tinker with it a little bit, but you're just going to copy paste. You do the homework now, it's going to help you later on. Plain and simple. And this is what I said right at the start. When you have the quiet moments, right, you can either sit there watching TV, watching me or whatever, or you can just do a little bit of the homework now and get it done. And then it's ready. I have got emails and stuff and web proposals written up. And then when I know we're going to bid for a job or whatever, not on Fiverr or Upwork, by the way, okay, or a client comes to us, even when a client's approached us, I still go back with the same approach. Right, okay, this is what we can do. Here's the breakdown. Here's the pricing strategy. Here's what you could have, but you could have this as well, or you could just individually pick what you want. So I'll say to a client, you got your web design, but you want your email setting up as well. Okay, that's a little bit extra. You want us to transfer your domain to a host. Okay, it's a little bit extra because that's not web design. Remember, if someone's got a domain and they want to move it and they want to move their domain to a host because they haven't done that yet, don't do it for free. Charge them for it. Or you might say, if you do the gold package, we'll do all of that included. And the gold package has to work out cheaper than if they did it individually. Remember that, okay? Don't make your gold package like £2,000 if they go for basic and they did all the little things and it comes to 1,500. Well, why would they go for the 2,000? Work out your strategy, okay? Make it cost effective and good for them to go for the medium or the gold standard. So that is your web proposals, because we've already covered that and I've touched on it again, and your pricing ladder. Now let's go on to pricing strategy. And I mentioned this earlier, and this now fits in with Fiverr and Upwork. I want you to take a moment and just think about, what do you want to earn as a web designer or an agency? What is the benchmark you want to be hitting per web design? And you'll have a different cost for a basic website, a blogging website, a WooCommerce Sing website, a directory website, a multi-vendor website, whatever, okay? You're going to have a different benchmark because they take different times to create and they take, longer time, whatever. So you'll have a different price. If your WooCommerce cost is the same as your basic website, I think you need to rethink your strategy, because WooCommerce could be a week, basic website, 1 or 2 days. Think about the time you're spending, okay? Before I go on to the pricing strategy, if you are liking these videos and what we're doing and the advice I'm giving you, please do like, please do share. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, okay? But please do hit like. People don't hit like. I don't know why. Don't they like me? Hit the like. So let's get back onto the pricing strategy. Let's say your benchmark is $1,000, okay? That's what you want to be hitting. Or it could be $100. Right, whatever is your benchmark for particular types of websites. When you're starting on Fiverr or Upwork or wherever, don't be surprised if you start off at 25% of what you want to hit. So I'll be honest with you in that we were doing websites for like £240, which is about, I don't know, $320, I think. And compared to agencies and people in the US and the UK, Australia, whatever, £240 for a website, basic whatever, was really, really cheap. You know, in the UK standards, that is very, very cheap. But we had to do that to build up our profile, to build up our reviews, to build up our reputation, to also experience real clients, to start to understand how they think and whatever, and how can we win more business. You got to get that experience in. You got to get that money. Remember, if we had started off at 1,000 with just almost zero reviews, right? No reputation. You know, we didn't really have we had profiles, but we weren't really that well known on social media and whatever. We started there. Why would anyone pay that? Why would you give away, 50% deposit? Think about that. $1,000 and I want $500 off you as a deposit at the start. Would you pay $500 to someone who's got no reputation? Would you? Unless it's Amazon where you're buying something, you're not just going to give money away, are you? Even with Amazon, you might not give away money, really. Okay? But starting at the 25%, that now meant we're pricing our job at $250, say. 50% of that is $125. The client is probably more likely to pay that. It's not so big as 500, right? It's just psychology. After a while, we got so much work in, and we were getting quite busy now with people wanting to work with us because of our reputation. We upped it to 50%. So we can now say, okay, our jobs are going to be $500. And if your benchmark is $100, you're going to go from 25 to 50. Does that make sense? Okay. Eventually, within 6 or 7 months, we were able to get up to the $1,000 mark for a basic website. Okay, I want you to bear that in mind. For a basic website, we can get up to it was actually £1,000 because we're in the UK, but £1,000. But I say dollars because I know a lot of you will be watching where dollars is the currency. But £1,000, $1,000, whatever. 6 or 7 months it took us to get there. And you might go, I don't want to wait 6 or 7 months. Well, you don't have to. But let me just put this into context for you, okay? We had about, I think by the time we got to 6 or 7, we'd already hit about close to 30 websites in 6 to 7 months. Just put that into context now, right? The first 10, 15 websites were at the £240 bracket mark, whatever, right? Okay. We went slightly under 250 just to make it a bit more enticing. Okay. And then we went up to 500. So 30 websites done, right? Okay. And we're now hitting an average of between 250 and 500. What is that? I don't know, 375, 350, I don't know, okay? As an average, okay? We've earned over £10,000, okay? Not a huge amount of money. Do not get me wrong. It's not a huge amount of money at all. But £10,000 in that timeline is better than nothing. Spending money on adverts, promotions, trying to get work and then losing hope, paranoia kicks in. You don't need that. You're earning. Then we pushed up to 1,000 for a basic website. WooCommerce, you pay more. Directory website, you pay more. That's the way it goes. WooCommerce website, you could easily be looking at 2,000 to 2,500. Okay, we're still not charging as much as other companies out there. The reason why we don't is because we don't sometimes feel it's justified to do that. I've seen people who say, yeah, we'll do your WooCommerce website, £10,000. And I sit there going, why are they charging that amount? Now, look, whatever is your pricing strategy, you do that. I'm not arguing with you about your pricing strategy. But I, at the same time, do like to be realistic. So if it's going to take us a week or a week and a half to do the work, I work out, well, hourly rate, whatever, blah, 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 blah. That's a realistic value. Okay? That's how we like to operate. Okay? Because if someone said to me, yeah, we'll do your website in a week and it's £10,000, I'd say, right, so you saying to me your hourly rate is like, I don't know, what are we talking? $500 an hour? Really? Is that what you're saying? So try and be realistic, okay, with how you price it. But does that make sense? Fiverr Upwork, you might start here. Once you've built those reviews up, you can go up to the 50% of your benchmark. Then when you've got more and you're now feeling like, yeah, you know what, we're getting work. Because when you start to get work coming in and people want to work with you, every time you do a web proposal, people are saying, yeah, we want to work with this person or company. You up your price. You've earned it. You've earned that higher price now because of your reputation, what you say, what you do. Okay. And I think that you can either stay there because you might be happy doing that. Maybe 3 jobs a week doing the 25% is better than maybe 1 or 2 jobs at the benchmark level. But you flex it to work with what you want to do. But that is the pricing strategy I recommend. Now, I've gone over web proposals, pricing ladder, and pricing strategy. I do want you to know, though, that there's a link in our description where you can join our Web Squadron Mastery membership. You sign up, you join up. You do have to pay for it, by the way, okay? But this is where we go into more detail about everything I'm talking about here. We do one-to-one sessions, we do group sessions. It's where we can help support you as a business, not just with web design and problem solving and how could I go about doing something, but also about your business, your model, your sales funnel, your signature offering. How can you scale up your ideal client? How can you try to get more work and better yourself as a business, okay? And it's not just run by me, it's run by other members of Web Squadron as well. But the link for that is in the description, but that's not what you're here for, okay? Now let's go on to LinkedIn. Do you use LinkedIn? Why not? It is a goldmine of businesses, right? If you want to make money working for people who just want to set up a website, you can expect low income. They're not going to have a lot of money in their pocket. They're going to want loads of stuff, high expectations for little value, okay? That's just the way they work. They want to get the most they can, scrape it off you, whatever they want. LinkedIn is businesses, professionals, consultants. We're talking people who might have a pot of money or a budget where they might want to build a website. They love to network. They love to learn. They love to improve. They want to show that they are the best of the best out there, right? That's why they're on LinkedIn. It's about networking and profile building for your business and loads of other stuff as well. So if you have not got a LinkedIn profile, go and create your profile, okay? You must do that. Now then, I'm going to show you my LinkedIn profile, and I've on purpose modified it because I want to show you how you can help yourself to improve on your profile, okay? But if you haven't got a LinkedIn profile, go and set one up after you've watched this video and study the tips on how you can help yourself on LinkedIn to potentially get clients and actually have people coming to you without you going to them. Fiverr and Upwork, you're probably going to be bidding and hope that people come to you. LinkedIn, you can use to your advantage where people come to you. Here we are, we're on LinkedIn, and this is all looking really, really good. This is my page, this is a timeline. You know what LinkedIn, yeah, it's just like Twitter, Facebook in a way, but probably meant to be more professional. It isn't always, but it's meant to be more professional. Now, the key thing is setting up your profile. Now, over here, I have my image. Now, do you notice my image? Okay, that is the same image I use on all my social media. So if you have an image that you use on Twitter, Insta, Facebook, whatever, try and keep it consistent. It's how people recognize you and associate you. And if they start to recognize your image, trust is building up because they've seen you on Twitter or Facebook or the Elemental community groups or whatever, okay? Wherever you hang out, use the same image. Do you also notice my cover image? That is the same cover image I have on Twitter. It's the same one I have on YouTube, slightly modified in a way with the wording, but it's basically the same image. Why? Again, for consistency. Look, you just go to Canva and you just create an image, however you want to create it, right? And that image will be displayed on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook, on my Twitter, on my LinkedIn. Again, consistency. Please don't do what I've seen a lot of people do, right? They're trying to advertise themselves as a business, and the image is of them with their arms around their friends, or they're sat there eating, or they're just like standing in a park. What's that got to do with your business in a way? It just shows you, and it just looks like you just took a photo on your phone. I understand why that's okay, But try and create a banner. And on your Facebook personal page, make sure you use the same image. Because if you're afraid to showcase that you're a web designer or an architect or a plumber or a gas engineer or whatever on your personal profile, if you're trying to win business, why are your friends and family going to refer you? You want to, it's almost like you're reminding your friends and family that you're a web designer. So if people want to work with you, what if someone goes to one of your friends, oh, I want to build a web. They might go, oh yeah, my cousin, my friend, whatever, they're a web designer, because you're not afraid to showcase it. So please make sure you do that. Anyway, back to LinkedIn. What you want to do on LinkedIn, and these are the steps you want to go through to help yourself out. It is better to do a personal LinkedIn page rather than a business page. Because on a personal LinkedIn page, you've probably already got contacts. You've already got people from your past or people you work with now or whatever who are connected with you on LinkedIn. It's a bit like Twitter as well. If you've been using Twitter for 10 years, you've probably got followers and whatever. If you go and start a new Twitter page, which is just for your business, you're starting from scratch, aren't you? Please follow me, please join in and all of that. But if you've got a page already, you can help yourself out because you've already got a network. So when you start to talk about your business or what you can do, they're going to see it. Whereas if you have a brand new page, who sees it? Who's going to find it? Kind of thing. And when you're having to do double bits of work, business page, personal page, business page, personal page, you're duplicating effort, okay? I will talk to you about how you can do make it more efficient. Right, back onto LinkedIn. This is going to help you get clients. If you've been skipping, right, make sure you watch all the bits above because it's all important. But this is going to help you. Right. So I'm going to click my profile, okay? And down here, we have the description. Now, my description is helping consultants and businesses, because I was modifying it, earlier today, with innovative and high-converting websites alongside optimum performance. I'm going to change this. So I'm going to say high converting websites from, and I'm going to change the price here to say from £500. And I'm going to put a pipe there. After the pipe, I've then got optimum performance, web design, elemental expert, SEO, stuff like that. Let me just save this. Look at my description now. I start off with the word helping. I don't say I build websites. I work with Elementor. I haven't said or elemental expert. I'm straight away telling you I am helping you. Creating, making does not indicate help. I am helping you. Emotive words work. Whatever you think, okay, emotion, when we see emotive images or messages, don't people go, I really feel for that. It works, right? So over here, we're saying helping consultants and businesses with innovative and high converting websites from £500. So I'm telling you who I like to work with. I'm telling you that we create high converting websites. You use your own wording, okay? Use your own wording. What works for you? What is your niche audience? What are you doing? How are you helping them? From £500. So I'm telling the businesses on LinkedIn, it doesn't matter what you charge on Fiverr or Upwork, okay? If you want to start down here, fine. But on LinkedIn, you can almost jump straight away to the 50, 100% bracket. Okay, I'm just putting in 500. Why have I put 500? That could just be the SEO, right? I haven't made exactly clear what that £500 is. So I'm keeping a little bit grey. So when they kind of go, oh, but you said £500, I'll say, yeah, that is for a basic template and whatever, or something. You want a proper website, the cost goes up. But let's talk about it. So I'm telling you what my basic price is. I'm also telling you, I've mentioned elemental design. Look, you can see the description, right? I'm not going to read it all out to you, okay? It's got it all there. That is really, really important. Now also notice down here, it says, what do I talk about? Can you see these hashtags? So whenever I do a new post on LinkedIn, I sometimes put in a hashtag. And this is telling the audience that I very commonly talk about elemental website, website developer, website design. I am backing up what I've said in my profile. So if you do a post and you put hashtag flowers, hashtag McDonald's, but you don't build websites for McDonald's, you're going to have hashtag McDonald's there. So watch out for it. Try and make sure you use hashtags that relate to your business or what you're offering. So if I start put hashtag WooCommerce more and more and more in my posts, eventually it's going to say hashtag WooCommerce there. Why is that important? When someone does a search on LinkedIn, maybe someone does a search for web design, web designer, WooCommerce, Elementor, whatever, you've got a higher chance of cropping up. Why? Because you use the hashtag, and I've put it here, web training. What if someone does a search for SEO? There's a higher chance I'm going to crop up in the search results because I've got SEO there. See it? SEO. Performance, Elementor, web design. Is this making sense to you? Your profile should not just be, hey, I'm Imran. Well, I know that because it says your name there. Hey, I'm Imran. I live in Leicester, UK. I love to design websites. I have 2 cats. I love Star Wars. I love Marvel. I miss Iron Man. Blah, 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 blah. Stuff like that. That is not going to help you with getting leads or people finding you. Unless someone searches for Star Wars, they're probably not even going to want to work with you. They just search for Star Wars. What's that got to do with the web design bit? You make your profile relevant to you and your business. Got that? Image, cover art, profile. Right. The second thing you can do is improve your connections. What do I mean by that? If your niche audience is personal trainers or solicitors or lawyers or small businesses or tech companies or whatever, education, schools, universities, right? Whatever is your niche audience, and it's good to have one, or you could just use whatever you want, do a search for them, right? So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to type solicitors, right? Solicitors. In fact, I'm not going to do solicitor. I'm going to just put the word solicitor. Search for solicitor. When you do that, you'll see people, jobs, companies, groups, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to click on people, not groups, not companies. I'm just going to go for people for now. I'm then going to click on the word connections, and I'm going to click on second. What does second mean? When you do second, that means people are going to show up that are already connected to someone that you're connected with. If you pick first, you have a direct connection to them. You're already connected on LinkedIn. If you pick 2, that means they're connected via someone you're connected with. This is you. Here's someone you're connected with on LinkedIn. And then this person is connected to them, but not to you. Right? So I do a search for number 2. People who are solicitors, they are connected via someone I know. Look, shared connection, shared connection, shared connection. But they're not connected to me. So you know what I do? I'm going to connect to you. I'm not going to send them a note. Never send a note because it feels like you're harassing them to connect. Just do connect. Connect. I'll check their name. Yeah, solicitor. I'm going to connect. Connect. I will do this 10 times every day. 10 times every day. How long did it take me just now to do 4 or 5? Seconds. Literally seconds. In 1 or 2 minutes, you could do 10 a day. You do that every day. Don't care if it's Saturday, don't care if it's Sunday. You do that every day. Why? Because eventually people will start to notice and they'll see that, oh, you must be someone trusted because you're connected to someone I'm already connected with. Does this make sense? When you have a group of friends and only one person, let's say there's a person who's your friend and you go to meet them and they're with other friends and you don't know the other friends, when they see that you're a friend of them, they might go, oh, well, you must be okay. Oh, we'll trust you then. Oh, we'll talk with you. We'll communicate with you. Does this make sense? So while I'm now connecting, I will never send them a message. Okay? Now, you could, if you want, go back a step, okay? And you could go to groups as well. And it's not a bad idea to join a group as well. So if there's a group on here like solicitors Trainee Solicitor Ireland Network. Maybe you're based in Ireland. You might want to join it. Personal injuries. You might want to join it. It's not a bad idea to do that as well, but the people is more important. So the benefits of LinkedIn are improving your profile, connecting with groups and people that are in your niche area, okay? And then what you do, and I'm going to come on to social media very, very soon, you want to be posting daily on here, not just about your business, okay? Don't just say, yeah, I do this and that. Come on, pay me for it, and this is what I charge. No, showcase your projects. Showcase the fact that you've got like a new office layout. Showcase that you're going out for a walk. You know, put down posts about you going shopping with your family. Try and be unique. You know, maybe talk about some new training you've done, right? But what you're doing is you're reinforcing yourself, that you're human to people. And there's a chance that people might start responding to you. That's the key thing. And you're hoping that the connections that you've got to you will now see your timeline as well. And they might reply to you. But this is now, we're moving into why I want you to do the connections, right? So it is about posting stuff. But the key bit about all those connections is you see all these people down here. So someone has put a post. Actually, let me just refresh the page, right? So someone here has now just put a post on, right? And they're saying, I don't usually get too personal on here. Da, 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 da. Is that a post I'm interested in? Not really at the moment, okay? I'm now just going to scroll down, and I might now see a post where it says, you can do anything if you are a true believer. This post reaches out to me. I agree with it. I'm going to comment on this, okay? And I recommend you try and do 10 comments a day on LinkedIn. And I'm going to comment on it. This is a real comment. Only comment on posts that you relate to. Don't just do this on every post. Do it on ones you relate to in case a conversation starts. So I've put here, I truly believe in this too. I know what it's like to feel low and let paranoia creep in, but with belief you can smash your dreams and live your life. Now at this point, I could hit return. Okay, but you don't. I have in my notes on my computer a little bit of text, and I've now put this in. Imran Siddiq, Web Squadron, web design agency, and I've put a link to my website. Now watch this. If I stuck that link in a post, it would have a screenshot would appear with the URL, which looks really cheesy and gimmicky. But look at this. My link has not generated an image. All it's done is put a hyperlink in. So now I've got a reply to someone in my network who I've connected with. I liked their comment. Sorry, I liked their post, or I relate to it, and I've done a comment. And I've commented with dash, 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 Imran Siddiq, da, 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 web. And because up here, and here's the key bit, can you see what we have here? Helping consultants and businesses with innovative and high. Now, it doesn't fully say it, but someone might see that and go, oh, what's this? Okay, they're a web design agency and they help consultants. They might go to my profile. I don't need to make this overcomplicated, this bit down here, because they could click on me and find out more about me. Look, they could go over here and they'll now get to my page, whatever. Or they could just, whoops, let's just refresh that, like so. There we go. Or they can click the link here. There's nothing wrong with this. Don't, because I'm doing a genuine reply and I'm just showing you something. I try and do 10 of these a day. 10 connections and 10 of these a day. This will take you a bit longer. This is probably going to take you 10, 15 minutes because you only want to do it on posts that you relate to and you like, okay? And this is super easy. And there is now a higher chance of someone maybe taking an interest and contacting you. I'm not forcing it down your throat. I'm not saying, hey, build a website with you. No, it's just a signature. Simple, easy, and free. Is there anything I've shown you right now that's costing you money? Fiverr, Upwork, be more productive with when you speak to clients. Your strategy, right? Your web proposals, your pricing ladder, your pricing strategy. It's all free. LinkedIn, it is free. So don't sit there going, I need more clients. Where are they? No, you can do something about it to help yourself. There is no winning formula, but you can help yourself. So this is what you need to do. Comments. Now, the other thing you must consider, though, is social media. Try and do 2 or 3 posts a day. And you might sit there going, what? That is so much time. You know, I ain't got time to do that. Yes, you have. Now, you might think we're deviating from how to get clients, but this again is going to help to promote and get you out there. Just by having a Fiverr and Upwork and a LinkedIn like a page or whatever isn't going to do it all for you. You've got to regularly post. Keep yourself in the timeline. The more people see you, the more they like what you're doing, the more they can see you're experienced and an expert in what you do. You know, the more you're in their face in an indiscreet way, the more likely they are to work with you. I use Publer. Publer.io is free for 5 social media accounts. So I've got a web squadron, I've got my Facebook page here, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I'm only doing it with 4 at the moment. So I've written here, I'll be live on YouTube shortly for another live chat session. And I've dropped in an image. Okay, this is simple and easy to do. Down here, I have post, but I'm going to click Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, and I hit post. That one post via Publer, which is free for up to 5 social media accounts, I do 4, but you can have 5, is free, is going to go to Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn, and Twitter in one go. So I've just said to you, do 2 or 3 posts a day. How long did that take me to do? I'll do another one later and another one tonight, whenever, okay? And it's going to go to my social media accounts. It's gone. It's gone with the image. It's gone with the link. It's gone with the message. How easy was that? Like, ridiculously simple. So when someone says to me, oh, I've got 4 or 5 social media accounts, you want me to do 3 posts a day. Oh my God, that's, 15 posts a day. Oh, that's way too much. No, it's 3 posts. And then you use something like this. Hootsuite, I think, only allows 2 or 3. I think it's only 2 social media accounts for free. Buffer only allows 3 accounts, I think. Publer allows up to 5, and it's free. Okay, so I recommend you do that if you want to get yourself out there on your social media accounts. It's gonna help get you out there. People will trust you more. And now I want to come on to the final thing about referrals, and this one works, and I know it works because we've used it. I've told other people to use it, and they've come back going, literally the day after they've implemented it, they've got people referring into them. Incentivize your referrals. Every client on Fiverr, Upwork, LinkedIn, Bark, wherever you get your clients from, whoever they are, you say to them after you've done a good job for them, and only do it with those that liked what you did as well, by the way. We are going to pay you for a successful referral. What I'm talking about there is, let's say someone does a referral to you. I'm a client. I like what you did. I'm going to refer to you. Okay? If I don't get anything back for it, I might never refer to you. I think I said that all wrong. Let me reverse a bit. I, as a company, I'm going to say to my clients, right? And if you want, send an email to all of your clients tonight, okay? Hope you're okay. Hope the website's fine. Any questions, get back to me. We're introducing a new scheme, and this is going to run forever, okay? Every time you refer someone to us and they get a website built, or they get some SEO built, or whatever is your pricing strategy, you will give them 10% of whatever is your current pricing rate or benchmark. So I'll say to clients, if you refer to us and a website is built, I will pay you £100. And if you do 10 clients, you get 1,000. You do 20, you get 2,000, whatever. For life, this is how it works. I'll pay you £100. If your benchmark is $100 and the client refers to you and it results in a website being built, you'll pay them $10, whatever it is, okay? When you say to your client, just by you referring someone to me, and it has to result in a website, otherwise they'll send you fake referrals. It's got to result in a website, and you're going to pay them £100, $100. What do you think they're going to think? What would you do if someone said to you, hey, I know you got loads of friends. If you refer your friends to us because they want a website and it gets built, I'll pay you £100 or $100 per website. Are you going to laugh and go, oh yeah, whatever, and walk away? Or would you sit there going, whoa, hold on a second. This is free money. And at the same time, you're not losing money because that £100 will come out of the profit you make after that person pays you. So when this other client pays you for the work, the profit out of that, that's where the £100 comes from. It's not your back pocket, it's from the profit. And the new client, you say the same thing to them. So every client, existing, current, and new, you say to them, and you remind them every 6 months or whatever, every quarter, every 3 months, every time you refer to us, this is what we're paying. £100, $100, $50, whatever. Don't say, yeah, we'll give you 25 quid, 20 quid. That's nothing. I'll be like, yeah, whatever. That's what I spend on a takeaway. I don't care. But when you say £100, you built a website for a solicitor or a personal coach, and they know other personal coaches that want a website. They might mention you, they might not mention you. But if they're going to get £100 by referring for a successful website, wouldn't they refer? And that is an unlimited offer you give to them. It goes on forever. This video has been ridiculously long, and I'm really sorry that I sometimes repeat myself and I've gone into detail of things that you don't care about. Or maybe you do, but I wanted to get you to understand that you might be at the paranoia stage, or you're worrying or about what to do, but you got to be optimistic. You got to believe in yourself. You got to improve your capabilities of what you can do, learn, educate, watch videos, stuff like that. But when you have a quiet period, you do the homework and you improve your social media profiles. You improve your LinkedIn, your Fiverr, your Upwork, your web proposals. Think about your pricing strategy. Think about your pricing ladder. How can you make yourself more enticing, or not enticing? How can you make yourself more approachable? How can you make people want to work with you because they're intrigued by what you do? Okay? When you start to put this all together, you will eventually have people wanting to work with you because your reputation and reviews build up and people notice you more. There is no winning formula. There is no magic bullet. There is no way to make people come piling through the door, okay? It does not exist. People that say we have software that's going to generate leads for you, whatever, okay? Cold calling, nah, I'm a bit, I'm not so sure about cold calling. You're actually going to annoy people more, but that's just my view of it. You can agree or disagree. But in a way, via LinkedIn, you are cold calling, but without cold calling, you're not sending anyone a direct message. You're not sending them a note, hey, work with me, blah, 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 right? You're just dropping in comments with a link. So you can help yourself on Fiverr and Upwork a lot more with winning work by being a lot more informative over what you do, how you do it, and what you can do for them. And what is the pricing breakdown? Just because someone says, yeah, we'll pay £30 an hour for some work, make clear to them, okay, I think this is 4 days work. I will do a 10-hour day, 40 hours work. Here's the cost. How does that work with you? Or do you want me to reduce the work from 4 days to 3 days, but then that means we won't do X, Y, Z? How do we want to work it? Or if you get me your content and your images and you've already compressed the images, and you tell them how to do that, fine, we'll get it done in 3 days and we've reduced the cost. You show them that you're willing to compromise a bit and work with them, because that's how true professionals kind of work. We always have to compromise a bit, but do not lower your price just because someone says, hey, bro, I got no money. Please do my website for real cheap. If you've already hit a certain pricing market or a bracket, stick at it, okay? Because don't do work for cheap unless you're starting off. Again, it sounds contradictory, doesn't it? Don't do work for cheap. But if you're starting off, you got no reviews, you ain't got a reputation, you got to start somewhere. You build it up, and eventually people will come to you. People come to us, people know about us, they contact us, they want to work with us, they know what we do, they know how we go above and beyond. It's our ethos, okay? And we love to work with people. We love to know we make a difference, and that's the thing you really want to show, okay? You really want to show you got the ability and the capability to do it. Look, I hope you like, subscribe, share, and follow. There's a link to our Mastery membership if you want to click and have a look and join up. It's open for you to do that. We'd love to have you, but that's not what you're here for. Please, if you have skipped this video and skipped stuff, please watch it from start to finish. Don't skip. I know it's a long video, but just sit there with your drink and a pizza or chips or whatever you're eating, noodles, whatever. Just sit and watch and observe and listen, because what I'm telling you, I wish someone had told me 5-6 years ago, because I would have been doing it then. And if I had done that stuff then, God knows where we'd be now, right? I might charge £5,000 a website. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. But there's so much stuff that you just do it. Fiverr, Upwork, LinkedIn. Yeah, you just sit there, cross your arms, and go, "Why is the referral not coming in? Where's my clients?" This is what you can help yourself out with. And if you've got clients, you got their email addresses, you email them one by one, or however you want to do it. Send them a newsletter today, tonight. If you refer, we're going to pay you £100, $100, or whatever you pay, whatever you make for your websites. I hope you like, subscribe, share, and follow. Ask questions. Tell me I'm talking rubbish. I don't mind. I do it all the time. And I'll see you soon. Take care.